y'all. If you want to grab 2 blocks, I did not today. It's up to you. So, welcome to your gentle-ish flow. We're going to move the body, do some stretching, all that kind of stuff. Nothing crazy, right? If you want a couple of blocks, grab them. And if you are following along with my playlist, I'm going to use Burning Bridges Flow on Spotify. And let's get started off in a Supta Baddha Konasana, which is your supine butterfly pose. So lie down on the back. Draw the soles of your feet together. Let your heels come in towards your sits bones. Your knees just kind of hang comfortably open. And then allow for this slight drawing together of your shoulder blades. It's not that they're going to come all the way to touch, but as you pin them down to your upper back, you'll notice that the heart rises a little bit just naturally. And then there will be a slight lift probably of your lumbar spine. It's a natural curvature, it's okay. And then you can let your hands either rest on your belly, come down by the side body with palms facing up. If you feel all right closing down your eyes, close down your eyes. Relax your brows and your jaw. Go ahead and exhale completely wherever you are in your breath cycle. And then take a deep inhale through your nose. Allow for your breath to rise. And exhale either through the nose, to the mouth, whatever. Inhale through your nose. And exhale to sigh it out. Let's take one more just like that. Inhale. And exhale. Now leave your legs as they are, and if it feels all right on your next inhale, take your arms up overhead, interlace your fingers, flip your palms towards the back of the room or your mat, wherever, right? And then as you exhale, release your fingers, but grab onto opposite elbows, and then let your forearms rest back down on the earth. So getting a little opening through your upper back, your shoulders, your armpit area. And then draw your knees together slowly. Bring the soles of your feet to the ground. Let your low back find its way to the mat. So your feet are about hip width distance apart. And then heel toe your feet wider than that to the outer edges of your mat and knock your knees together. But if that feels funky on your back after having your hips open and your butterfly legs, then you can skip it, right? You can always just leave your knees pointing up. And let's really tap in. Allow yourself to drop into your practice here. Be fully present in this moment. And I do this by reminding myself I'm breathing in. I know I'm breathing in. And I'm breathing out. And I know that I'm breathing out. On your next inhale, release your arms down by the side body. Divide your knees once more. Take an inhale. And on an exhale, find a happy baby. So your hands can grab outer arches of your feet. You can hold on to peace fingers around the big toes, whatever feels good. You can kind of rock side to side here. And then from here, now some of you are going to be like, I don't want to do that. And it's totally fine. If you're wanting a truly gentle, a little bit more of a restorative experience, then you can stay right here. You can put your feet back down on the ground and windshield wiper your knees from side to side. I'm going to do a little bit of something that's like core swimming, but I'm not really focusing on deep core work. It's more kind of opening through my groin, my inner thighs, and warming up the core at the same time, but in a little bit lighter way. So I'm going to release my feet and let them stay in this butterfly, this happy baby form. And bring my hands behind my head, interlace my fingers, let my head fall back into the palms, my elbows are open. And on the inhale, round your shoulders up and off of the earth. And again, if you're not into it, skip it. On the exhale, twist over to the right. Let your left leg extend long and reach your left fingertips towards your right toes. And then you inhale, come back through center. Left hand comes back behind your head. Exhale, twist over to the left, straighten through your right leg. And now your right fingertips reach for your left toes. I'm just going to do it 3 more times in each direction. Inhale, come back through center. Exhale, twist over to the right, straighten through your left leg. Inhale to center. Exhale, twist left, straighten through the right leg. Last 2, inhale. Exhale, twist to the right. Inhale through center. Exhale, twist to the left. Last round, inhale, center. Exhale, twist right. Inhale to center. Exhale, twist left. Now inhale, come back through center. Exhale, head, shoulders down. Hug your knees in and just rock it side to side. Feel it out. All right. And I think we might have done this last week. We're going to add that in today to these little baby chi sit-ups, just enough to find some space across the spine and through the lower extremities as well. Your hands are more than welcome to come down to the ground. Press your feet up to the sky. Think spinal rocks and rolls. So on the inhale, lift your hips up and back. On the exhale, round it forward, rock forward, but take butterfly legs. Press your palms together and reach your fingertips out. And then you inhale, rock it back, round through your spine. Exhale, keep your low back rounded, press your feet together, press your palms and reach. 3 more just like that. Inhale, bring your knees together, lift your hips. Exhale, rock it forward, press your soles, press your palms. Last 2, inhale and exhale. Last 1, inhale. And exhale, press. And then leave your legs as they are. Bring your hands down to the ground for just a moment. And if it's feeling wonky in the low back or the hips, the groin, you can take your feet farther away from you. Just feel it out. It doesn't have to be anything specific. All right, y'all. And then slowly bring yourself back up. Draw your knees together so that you can find yourself in all fours on your box pose. I'm going to shimmy back so that I'm more on the center of my mat, not so much at the top. And I'm also going to slide a little blanket forward for my knees. And once you're there, stack your shoulders, your elbows, your wrists. Bring your knees underneath your hips. And then take your fingertips either out to the side edges of your mat or flip them back towards your knees, whatever feels okay to you. I like mine going back towards the knees. I'm even going to tuck my toes, sit my hips back towards the heels, and get a stretch through my forearms. All that funky stuff between the elbows and the wrists. And then slowly restack. Flip your fingertips back forward. And then you do have the option if you want to come onto the tops of your hands with your palms facing up. And just kind of move it around a little bit. Stretching out the other way for your wrists. And then switch hands. And then both palms go flat. Stack your joints. With your inhale, cow pose. Drape a soft belly down. Take a sway to your low back. Lift your chin. And then on the exhale to reverse it. Dome out your upper back, navel to your spine. Let your head hang down. And then inhale, round back through. Let your heart press between your upper arm bones, broaden through your clavicles. And then exhale, navel to your spine, creating as much space between your shoulder blades as you can. And then the last round, inhale your belly down. And exhale the belly up. Take one more inhale, come right back into a neutral spine. On the exhale, tuck toe child's pose. Tuck your toes underneath you, send your hips back towards your heels, and then walk your hands forward. Let your forehead come down. Getting some space between the toe petals, the ball mounds of your feet. And continue your deep and even breathing. And on your next inhale, shift it back up, find all fours. And then with your exhale, the toes are tucked under. Use that subtle energy between your navel and your pubic bone, right? And then you lift your hips up and back, almost like an undulation of the spine. And then let your heels get heavy. Doesn't matter if they touch. The feet might be about hip width distance apart. Your hands could be about shoulder width distance apart. So give yourself a moment to set up this kind of home base here. Feel it out. Maybe you move in a natural way. And let your head hang. Slide your shoulder blades down your upper back. And then with your inhale, roll to the balls of your feet. It's a soft bend of your knees to gaze forward. And then as many steps as you need to walk your feet to your hands at the top of your mat. Leave your feet about hip width distance apart. On the inhale, lengthen your spine. The crown of your head reaches forward. Your tailbone reaches back, but your belly is pulled in and up to support your low back. And then with the exhale, soften the bend in your knees a little bit, or deepen, right, rather. Rib cage rests to the tops of your thighs. Let your head go. Ragdoll, grab opposite elbows with your hands. And then you can sway side to side. Now let your hands drape down towards the ground. And then on the inhale, roll it all the way up to standing. Let your shoulders stack over your wrists and then roll your shoulders back and down. With your inhale, reach your arms out and up. And then once again, exhale, interlace your fingers and bring your hands back behind your head. Now, if your neck is bothering you at any way today, you're going to leave your hands down by the side body and simply turn your face from side to side and get some opening through kind of the scalenes, the sides of your neck, your traps, maybe a little bit through the collarbones. If everything feels fine, interlace your hands behind your head. And on the inhale, let your chin lift and your head falls into the back of your head falls into your palms. Lift your chin. And then on the exhale, pulling the navel in, but round through, tuck your chin and bring your elbows in towards one another. Inhale, lift, let your head fall back. Open your elbows out wide. And then exhale to tuck, to round through that very top part of your upper thoracic and your cervical spine. Elbows draw in. Last one, inhale to lift. And exhale to tuck. On your inhale, slowly come back through center. Release your hands up. And then exhale, hinge at your hips and forward fold, chest to your thighs. Let everything go. Inhale to lengthen your spine. And then exhale, your hands come down. Step your left foot to the back of your mat and soften your left knee down to the ground. Stack your right knee over your heel, over your ankle. Inhale, Salamba Anjaneyasana. Stack your shoulders over your hips. Reach your arms up overhead. Stay for the exhale. Firm up your inner thighs. Now inhale, reach your fingertips just a little bit higher. On the exhale, take your elbows back and down towards your ribs. Lift through your chest. Breathe. Now, using a little bit of core, inhale, brush your fingertips across the ground. Reach your arms forward. Exhale, elbows back and down, open up through your heart space. Two more just like that. Inhale, fingertips down and reach forward. Exhale, elbows back and down. Last one, inhale, moving through your shoulders. And then exhale, elbows back and down, hold. So again, pull that space back between your navel and your pubic bones. Support your low back. Now inhale, reach your fingertips high. Exhale, frame your front foot with your hands. Your left hand stays down. Inhale, reach your right arm to the sky. Countering that kind of heart opening we did. And then if you're into it, exhale to a quad stretch. Right hand reaches back, catches your left ankle. I don't care if you do it. You don't even have to really grab your foot to get the benefit, right? You can just dig your left heel towards the glute. You do you, but breathe. Take one more inhale here. And it's a very soft release as you exhale your left toes to the ground, your right hand to the inside of your right foot. Inhale to curl up your left toes, lift your left knee. Exhale, walk yourself all the way to the back of your mat. Bend your left knee, low skandasana, unless you hate it. You're going to stay lifted in a high skandasana variation with your hips in level with your shoulders. Watch your right knee. You don't want to overextend it. And breathe here. Your hands can be down. Mula Bandha is your friend here. Squeeze at the base of your pubic bone. It's what helps you stay lifted and buoyant rather than kind of plotting back on your bottom, right? Which if that happens, it's also fine. It's all good, y'all. Now go ahead and exhale completely. Bring your hands to the ground if you want. Inhale, walk yourself to the top of your mat. Frame your front foot with your hands. And then exhale, step your right foot to the back of your mat. Stay right here for a moment. Zip your navel in and up towards your spine. Inhale, bring your knees down to the ground. Ashtangasana. Exhale, bottoms high. Chest in between your thumbs. Chin just in front of your fingertips. Gaze forward. You're like a little inchworm. And then inhale, belly down. Pubic bone, toenails down. Roll your shoulders back. Lift your chest. And then exhale, take your hips back towards your heels. Inhale, roll back up into your high plank, your box pose. And then exhale, lift your hips up and back, downward facing dog. Pedal at your feet if you need it. And then inhale, roll to the balls of your feet, gaze forward. Exhale as many or as few steps as you need to take your feet to your hands. Inhale, lengthen your spine. And then exhale, bow your head down. Inhale, root to rise. Press your feet down, reach your arms high. And then exhale, just forward fold, chest to your thighs. Let your brain dangle. Inhale, heart rises. Exhale, step your right foot back. Soften your right knee down to the ground. You could have blocks on either side of your left foot, but there is a 90-degree bend to the left knee. And there's a diagonal for your right hip thigh to knee. Inhale, stack your shoulders over your hips, your arms up over your head. Stay right here for the exhale. Breathing here, watch your hips. So here my right hip has a tendency to kind of drop down and the left hip then like sticks out, right? So I have to pull my left hip back and really work on leveling and squaring off, right? On the inhale, reach your fingertips just a little bit higher. And then exhale, elbows back and down, lift your chest. Now pull the core in, inhale, brush your fingertips across the ground, reach them forward. And then exhale, elbows back and down. Inhale, hands down, arms forward. And then exhale, elbows back and down. Last one, inhale, reach it forward. And then exhale, cactus your arms. Inhale, reach your arms to the sky. Exhale, frame your front foot with your hands. Right hand stays rooted. Inhale, lift your left arm up. Stack your left clavicle, your left shoulder. Traditional drishti would follow your left hand, but that's uncomfortable in your neck. You're just going to gaze down either towards the left side of the room or even down towards your left foot. Figure out what feels the best to you. And then if you want that crooked monkey variation, bend into your right knee. You don't even have to grab the foot. You can just reach back. And then it's a very soft release. Let your right toes drop down to the ground. Your left hand comes to the inside of your left foot. Inhale, curl up your right toes, lift your right knee. Exhale, walk it all the way to the right, to the back of your mat, low skandasana. Drop your hips, bend your right knee, and then rotate your left toes high. If you're not feeling it, stay lifted. Both feet can stay flat, or you could take the left toes up. But the crown, the sternum, the tail are all in the same line, right? You do you. Breathe. Hands can stay down. You can come hands to heart center, Anjali Mudra, pressing your thumbs in towards your sternum. Good, y'all. Oh, that rapping's going all over the place. And then with or without your hands, inhale, lift your hips, walk it to the top of your mat. Frame your front foot with your hands. And then exhale, step your left foot to the back of your mat. One last time, Ashtangasana. Knees down as you inhale. Exhale, bottoms high, heart slow, gaze forward. And then inhale, slide it through. Pubic bone, toenails down. Roll your shoulders back, Bhujangasana. And then exhale, tuck your toes, send your hips to your heels, and find your child's pose. And then we inhale, press it right back up into all fours. And exhale, lift your hips up and back, and find your downward facing dog. Pedal out your feet. Imagine creating an inverted letter V shape with your body. And then with your inhale, take a soft bend to your knees, gaze forward. Exhale, step your feet to your hands. Inhale to lengthen your spine. And then exhale, fold yourself down. Inhale, we root to rise. Exhale, forward fold. Just a couple of sun salutation A. Surya Namaskar A. Inhale, lengthen your spine. And then exhale, high plank. So if you want to move into your chaturanga, you don't have to. It's a gentle day. You can go straight back into downward facing dog. If you're going there, inhale to shift forward. Exhale, lead with your heart, your throat, your chin. Bend your elbows, come halfway down. And then inhale, pull your heart through to lift it. And then exhale, lift your hips up and back to downward facing dog. Inhale, bend the knees, look forward. Exhale, take your feet to your hands. Inhale to lengthen your spine. And then exhale to fold yourself down. Inhale, come all the way up to standing. Arms up, look up. And then exhale, forward fold, chest to your thighs. Inhale, tabletop your spine. And then exhale, take your chaturanga, or it can be the one you skip. This is our last sun salutation. Inhale, the heart draws forward. You can move it around if you want. And then exhale, take your hips up and back. Downward facing dog. All right. On the inhale, float your right leg up to the sky. Use your whole breath. And as you exhale, bend your right knee, stack your hip, yawn it open. Now you can circle it out. You can just be still. Some of you might straighten through your right leg. Watch your right shoulder. Now on your next inhale, point your right hip bone back down. Internally rotate the right thigh bone, right? And then on the exhale, step your right foot all the way through. Stay on the ball of your back foot. And then inhale, firm up your inner thighs. Bring your shoulders over your hips and your arms up over your head. Stay for the exhale. Beautiful, y'all. Take an inhale, reach your fingertips a little bit higher. On the exhale, elbows back and down, lift your chest. Inhale, brush your fingertips across the floor. It's just one though. And then reach your shoulders up over your hips. Exhale, take your elbows back and down. Inhale, reach your arms up overhead. Exhale, hands to the ground. Frame your front foot. Stay for the inhale. Exhale, step your left foot forward to meet the right. Forward fold at the top of your mat. Let your chest find the thighs. Let your head hang low. And then inhale, sit back into your hips. Utkatasana, take shoulders over your hips. Reach your arms high. And on the exhale, sit your bottom back and down. Now your feet can be about hip width distance apart, or you can zip them all the way up together, right? You do you. But breathe. And then think about lifting your chest slightly so that it's more about your abdominals, your quadriceps, inner thighs, hamstrings, less about your hips and your knees holding you up, right? Use your musculature, use your body. Take one more inhale here. On the exhale, it's an open arm twist. Left arm forward, right arm back. And then inhale, bring your right fingertips down and then reach them back forward, both arms overhead. And then exhale, open arm twist, right arm forward, left arm back. Inhale, left fingertips draw down, reach forward and up. Exhale, forward fold, chest to your thighs. Let your head hang low. Inhale to lengthen your spine. On the exhale, bring your hands down. Step your left foot to the back of your mat. And then inhale, float your right leg up to the sky. And then on the exhale, just cross your right knee over to the left tricep really quickly. Just give it a little tap. And then inhale, float your right leg back up. Exhale, place your right foot down on the ground. Lift your hips up and back. And then inhale, float your left leg to the sky. Use your whole breath. It's a dance, right? And then exhale, bend your left knee. Stack your hip, yawn it open. Send your right side frontal rib cage towards your right thigh. Let your head go. And then you can circle out. Left knee drawing circles so that you get that rotation through the ball and socket joint of your left hip, right? You can also just be still, straighten through your left leg, whatever it is that you need. And then inhale, free leg dog. Point your left pinky toe back down towards the ground, level and square your hips. Exhale, step your left foot all the way through. Stay on the ball of your back foot. Inhale, bring your shoulders over your hips, your arms up over your head. Anjaneyasana, just your straight up crescent lunge. You can always have your back knee down. Breathe. Now with your inhale, reach your fingertips a little bit higher. And then on the exhale, your elbows come back and down. It's just one of these. Pull the pit of your belly in. Inhale, brush your fingertips across the floor. Reach them forward. And then exhale, elbows back and down, hearts high. Inhale, reach your arms to the sky. Exhale, bring your hands down to the ground. Hold for your inhale. And then exhale, step your right foot forward, forward fold at the top of your mat. Inhale, lengthen your spine. And then exhale, fold yourself down. Once again, inhale, bend your knees. Sit your hips low. Reach your arms high. And then option 2, stay with that open arm twist. If you want something a little bit different, a little bit deeper, go into your deep prayer twist to the right, left elbow to the outside of your right thigh. Watch your left knee. It juts out in front of the right. Pull it back by way of your left hip, your left femur. And then we inhale, rotate front and center. Exhale, twist to the right, either open arm twist or deep prayer twist, palms, heart center, thumbs towards your sternum. Breathing here. Inhale, rotate front and center. Exhale, forward fold, chest to your thighs. Let your head hang. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale your hands down. Step your right foot to the back of your mat. Inhale, float your left leg high. And then exhale, your left knee crosses over to your right tricep. Nothing big. Inhale, your left leg reaches, 3-leg dog. Exhale, bring your left foot down. Pedal out your feet. And now soften your knees down to the ground. If you have your blocks, you can put one in between your feet. I'm not going to go into a full heroes here. I'm just going to sit my hips back on towards my heels so that it's still supported even though I don't have a block. You do you, right? So if you have a block, you would place it in between your heels and you sit down. Just be here for a moment. If you don't need any of that, you divide your feet and you sit your bottom down in between your heels. It's all good, right? Find that space. Some of you will recline, come all the way down, right? If at any point your knees start to lift off the ground, skip it, yo, right? It's not worth it. That just means that all of this here at the top of your quad is pulling on the top of your knee, lifting it, trying to force your body to do what you're trying to do by laying down. So if that's what's happening, you got to come back up, right? And then maybe you come down to the forearms. I think I'm going to stay right here because I can already feel it. It feels like enough. Feels like a whole lot of enough right here. I want you to breathe. And then those of you who are all the way down on your backs, I'm going to come up to show you. If you're all the way down on your back, you have the option to take your arms like we did how we started class and grab opposite elbows up over your head, right? Open up through your chest some more. And then when you're like, I think I'm ready, I'm done with that, bring your elbows and your forearms down to lift you back up. And then let's come forward onto hands and knees. Lift your feet so that you can roll out your ankles. Perfect. And from here, I'm going to move into a couple of hip circles. You can stay in box. You can take a quick child's pose or go into downward facing dog. I just feel like I need to move around a little bit, so I'm going to. All right. So from here, curl up your toes. Take an inhale, navel to your spine. And then on the exhale, roll yourself up and back to your downward facing dog. And on the inhale, float your right leg up to the sky. Exhale, bend your right knee, stack your hip. You have the option to stay here. If you're into flipping your dog and all of that, go for it. Left palm stays rooted. Be gentle with your body. Let your right foot come all the way over. And then lift your hips, lift your chest. Your right hand can either stabilize your left shoulder for you, whatever you need here. You can come back behind your head while you open up a little bit more. Breathe. And then slowly come back up and over. Your right hand to the ground, your right leg rises. And on the exhale, right knee over to your left tricep. It's just a transition to kick your right foot out. Come onto the knife edge of your right foot. Now your right palm stays rooted. Left foot goes flat, left arm to the sky. So it's like your fallen triangle. All it is, careful with your right arm, is to sit down facing diagonally towards the back of your mat. So you're in like a wide straddle, right? I'm gonna bring my hands behind my hips. Inhale, lift, press my hips forward. And then on the exhale, hinge through the hips and come down for your stretch. Breathe here. Your knees and your toes point up towards the sky. Relax your brows, relax your jaw, right? But if you feel anything around your knee, like underneath it, on the inside, you're gonna bring your legs in closer and possibly even take a baby bend to your knees, right? That's not what we're looking for here. Awesome, yeah. And then gently bring yourself back up. Now your left leg is directly, if you can, move it in front of your left hip. And then just bring your right foot and slide it in towards your left inner thigh. So Janu Sirsasana A, facing the back of your mat. And on the inhale, reach your arms up overhead. And then exhale, hinge at your left hip and fold forward. Your hands might find your foot. I don't care. You can use a block, a strap, because if you need more, you're going to put a block on the opposite side of your left foot. If you need less, you're going to grab a strap and lift, right? You can also just skip all of that and bring your hands down on either side of your left leg. Those of you that have the Ashtanga variation, if your hands are passing your left foot, then your right hand is going to grab your left wrist, and then you take a soft bend into your elbows, pull your chest forward. When you inhale, lift your gaze. And on the exhale, bring your shoulders back over your hips. Slide your left leg back and find Baddha Konasana, your butterfly pose, soles of your feet together. Now, we've been here a few times, so if it feels all right, your heels are going to come in towards your sits bones. Your hands can either kind of rest down. You can take peace fingers to your big toes, hug your elbows in, take your heart forward. But breathe wherever you are. If you notice you're holding your breath or you feel like you have to, It just means you went too far, right? Just come back. And then gently bring your shoulders back over your hips and let your knees come together. Round through your low back. Inhale to rock back. Lift your hips. Exhale, spinal rock forward. Bring your hands down. Step your feet back. You're more than welcome to chaturanga if you need that in your practice today. We're going to all meet in downward facing dog and just catch that other side. And then inhale, float your left leg up to the sky. On the exhale, bend your left knee, stack your hip, yawn it open. Option is to stay right here or to bring your right hand to the ground and flip your dog. So I kind of just spin my right heel flat. The first thing I do is lift my left hand off, catch myself first, drop my AirPod. Your feet are about hip width distance apart. Lift your hips, lift your chest, and then think of rotating your heart towards the ceiling and lift. And then when you're ready, it's very soft. Your left hand comes back down to the ground. Your left leg rises. And then exhale, cross your left knee over towards the right tricep. Kick it out. Out to the outer edge of your left foot. Right heel goes flat, left palm is your base. Reach your right arm up to the sky. Open up through your chest, open up through your hips. You breathe. And then you exhale to sit it down. And now you're in that same wide stance, but now facing back kind of towards the top diagonal of your mat, right? Now, I'm going to go a little bit wider this time, only because it's the second time around. I'm feeling a little bit more open. So inhale here. And then on your exhale, just hinge forward. It's all good if you don't come all the way down. You do you. And then when you're ready, on your inhale, slowly lift yourself back up. And on the exhale, facing towards the top of your mat, bring your left foot, the sole, in towards your right inner thigh. So Janu Shirshasana now, opposite side. Your right leg is active. Inhale, reach your arms up overhead, and then exhale, hinge at your right hip. And on this side, if the hands can meet on the opposite side, so on your right sole, left hand grabs right wrist. And then you inhale, lengthen. Exhale, you can bend your elbows, pull your heart forward, lengthening out through your posterior chain. So this is about right hamstring, left hip, low back on your left side. Breathe. And then on your inhale, lift your gaze. On the exhale, bring your shoulders over your hips. All right. So, soles of your feet together, Baddha Konasana. I am going to give you an option here. You can take Baddha Konasana A, which is what we did before with the long spine, heart forward. You could take Baddha Konasana B, which is a rounded spine. If you want to come with me, I'm going to do a little Upavishta variation. Peace fingers to the big toes. You're going to find your sits bones here. So you've got to really pull the pit of your belly in, squeeze at the base of your pubic bone. So Mula Bandha is all here, right? And then perhaps you rock onto your sits bones, and the first thing is just to lift your feet, right? And then if you're like, yeah, I jive it, I dig it, you're going to take your feet out. Breathe. Stop anywhere before. Any other variation. If you're like, this is too hard, I don't like it, then do something else, right? That's where it's at. Breathe. One more inhale here. And then exhale, bring your feet back together, release, do a little baby forward fold, just get out of everything. And then come back up, and then let's all gently draw our knees together. Wrap your arms around your shins. And then tuck your chin so your eyebrows kind of come towards your knees. And lift your gaze. Release your arms. And let's come down one vertebra at a time onto your back. C curve to the spine. All right, y'all. Most excellent. And then from here, your feet are hip width distance apart. Cross your right ankle over your left knee. Let your right knee just fall away from you. Now bring your hands down next to your hips. Root your left foot down. And on the inhale, lift your hips up. It's a figure four bridge. Just breathe here for 3. Nothing super intense. You can also skip this and do a traditional bridge, right? It's all good. One more inhale here. And then exhale, soften your hips down to the ground. Give yourself a moment first. And then hug your left knee in towards your chest, your left thigh for a reclined pigeon. Nuzzle your right forearm into your right inner thigh. And a baby flex to your feet. And then when you're ready, let your left foot come down to the ground. Keep the cross of your legs, and then inhale, open your arms out to a T. Exhale, drop your knees to the left and turn your face to the right. Oh yeah, this is like my favorite spinal twist. So you see it a lot because I like it. And so if you're like, I really don't want to do this one, you can cross your right leg all the way over the left for like eagle legs. You can stack your right leg on top of the left. I just almost always get a spinal adjustment in this one. So you can allow both shoulders to be heavy. And on the inhale, slowly come back through center. Drop your right foot down to the ground. If you need to take any kind of movements to get yourself back to homeostasis, go there. I'm going to cross my left ankle over the right knee, right side. Baby flex to the left foot. Let your left knee press away. And then your right heel's kind of sort of, you draw it in towards your right glute, but it doesn't have to touch or anything. And then your hands come down to the ground. Broaden your collarbones. Press your right foot down and forward to lift your hips. And then notice if your left hip kind of drops down, can you pull it up? Breathe. One more inhale. And then on the exhale, slowly soften it down. Find yourself first. Breathe in. And then exhale, draw the right thigh in. Interlace your fingers around the hamstring. Nuzzle your forearm into the left inner thigh. Be in this space. Take care of the knees by activating the feet. Close down your eyes if you feel okay with that. Relax your jaw. Deep inhale here. And then release. Let your right foot come down to the ground. As you exhale, inhale, open your arms, prepping for your reclined supine twist. So if it's something different than this, go for it. On the exhale, drop your knees to the right, turn your face to the left. And remember, it's not all or nothing, right? It's what do you need here? And then do that. We have this unique gift of reason, discernment that we were born with, right? But as we move through our lives, like so many things start to quiet those innate characteristics that we have within us. And our yoga practice really allows us to tune back into all of that. Like, what am I feeling right now? How am I showing up? How am I responding rather than reacting? And let's be honest, for me, most of the time I'm reacting. Reaction. But I'm a work in progress. And so are you, right? It's all perfect. On your next inhale, slowly draw for center. Let your low back find its way back to the mat. Release your foot from the leg. And then take your feet up into the sky when you're ready. Roll out your ankles. What do you need? Do that. I feel like I said that a lot of times today. Clearly, I need something. Clearly, it's me. So you can stay right here in this waterfall. If you want something else, you could, if you have your shoulder stand series, like, y'all know I don't typically teach that on live streams just because I can't see your neck. It stresses me out. So you do you. And then when you're ready, take an inhale. And on the exhale, hug your knees in towards your chest. Wrap your arms around your shins. Give yourself a nice squeeze. I'm going to round my forehead up to my knees. Take a deep breath in. And on the exhale, extend your feet forward. Let your feet hang comfortably. Open your arms down by the side body. If there's something else you need to close down your practice, be my guest, right? If you're ready for Shavasana, if there's any other space you would like to take, if you have the room in your space to go against the wall and lift your feet up or let your legs hang open, I want you to go there and then close down your eyes. Relax your brows, relax your jaw. I'm going to walk you through just very simple breath work, okay? And if it creates stress within you or anxiety, then you just tune me out and you breathe. And if you get off my count, it doesn't matter. It's literally going to be 4 breaths in, 4 breaths out. Samavriti pranayam. Not 4 breaths, 4 counts, right? So exhale completely. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. And rest. What you need is to be here a little bit longer. You're going to tune me out and stay right where you are. Otherwise, begin to deepen your breath, to wiggle your fingers and your toes. On the inhale, take your arms up overhead and find that full extension of your skin, your musculature, all the things. On your exhale, hug your knees in towards your chest. Wrap your arms around your shins. Give yourself a second. And you can roll over to the right or rock straight up to your comfortable, easy sit, your Sukhasana. It's where we'll all meet, stacking shoulders over your hips, hearts high, hearts lifted. You can close down the eyes still if that feels right. Hands in your lap on your knees. Or seal your palms together in Anjali Mudra at heart center as you take a gentle bow, honoring your practice, honoring the fact that you show up for you, right? You are important. So thank you so much for being here today, for taking this moment out of Friday morning or whenever it is that you take this, right? I hope you have a great rest of your day. Thank you so much for your presence. Namaste.